Kaduna community decries health threat from refuse dumps. University of Ibadan students protest power outage for 82 days that has disrupted activities. Inferno ravages 500 shops in Sokoto Timber Market. On the foreign scene, Sahel Alliance to deploy 5,000 strong military force. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. Residents of Tudun Ilu community in Kaduna South local government area of Kaduna State have sent an SOS message to the state government to address the indiscriminate dumping of refuse in the area. According to residents, they are battling to breathe healthy air due to pollution caused by the refuse dumps from a nearby dump site, which now poses health challenges to them and to their children. The report.
This is a classic example of how residents here dispose their waste indiscriminately. Although the red line separates Kaduna North and South local governments, this heap of refuse is posing health risk to communities in the two local governments.
We have mosquitoes everywhere in our community due to the proximity of the dump site. Just recently, my son suffered from malaria and was admitted in the hospital. We are battling with many diseases here. People bring expired milk and other foodstuff to dump here. Sometimes, children in the community pick the expired milk and drink. We know what that means for their health. The dump site poses a threat to our health because they dispose expired drugs as well as bones and feathers of slaughtered birds.
The smoke pollutes the environment, especially in the mornings and evenings, making the area unsafe to live in. The challenge we face range from air pollution as well as burning of waste at any time of the day. Sometimes dead body of animals are emptied here. The smoke that billows out of the place when they are burning it affect our eyes and respiratory tract. Once it is evening, it will become worsened because the scavengers burn tires and nylon bags here. This waste not only pollutes the air, but also contaminates their sources of water, which are mainly wells and boreholes. According to experts, people living in such environment are prone to severe health risk due to pollutions and contamination.
If you dump a refuse or somebody come to defecate in such kind of places, what happens is immediately sun hits that defecation or that refuse that is dumped there. It will be carried by this wind, that is air that is blowing, and the person that is close to that place is at a very high risk.
Now the common disease you will find, one is gastroenteritis. What we mean by that is that now by taking in, these organisms, they affect the stomach and then the intestine, causing vomiting, causing diarrhea, and secondly, because of the inhalation you inhale, you find some people who are having asthma, tuberculosis, pneumonia, they all raise up, and you find a lot of conditions that are affecting the system.
The village head of Tudun Ilu, Bala Ilu, appeals to government to come to the aid of the community. We want the government to provide a designated site for waste disposal to avoid what is happening in our community. The burning of the waste is a risk on its own, as it is situated between two filling stations, which, if great care is not taken, could go up in flames. Effort to hear from the Kaduna Environmental Protection Agency was not successful at the time of filing this report. Bello Musa, Cross TV News, Kaduna.
From health risks in Kaduna to doctors' strike in Abuja. The doctors in the Federal Capital Territory on Wednesday shut down medical services over allegations of unpaid 7-month salaries to their members employed in 2023. A visit to the Kubwa General Hospital on Wednesday morning revealed that visitors who trooped to the facility for medical consultation were told that they could not be attended to as doctors are on strike. Further investigation in the hospital revealed that the strike would last for 3 days as a warning before being extended to an indefinite one if the doctor's demand is not met. The Association of Resident Doctors in the Territory had issued a 14-day ultimatum to the FCT minister on the 23rd of December 2024, which had since elapsed on the 6th of this month. Other demands are for the minister to clear the Medical Residency Training Fund of 2024, implementation of skipping and issuance of skipping letters to its members employed in 2023, immediate payment of accoutrements allowance for 2024, and payment of outgoing 13 months hazard allowance arrears, amongst others. The University of Ibadan Students' Union has vowed to take decisive action to end the prolonged blackout that has severely disrupted surgical procedures, interrupted life-saving treatments, and compromised vaccine storage. The union's president, Aweda Bolaji, stated this during a peaceful protest in Ibadan. The report.
Students took to the streets of Ibadan, carrying placards and expressing their outrage over the prolonged blackout. They lamented that the power outage has significantly diminished their quality of life while driving up healthcare costs.
For over 82 days now, there has been no light in UCH. Our request is number one, because the electricity blackout is due to the failure of UCH government to keep up with the payment due to the high electricity tariff. You are aware of band-aid tariff. So our request is that number one, direct that they restore the light back to UCH immediately. Number two, that the federal government implements the 50% off tariff that they promised to all tertiary institutions and health sector.
The students embarked on a spirited march from the hospital facility along Mokola through Total Garden, culminating at the State Secretariat in Agodi. Along the way, they vocally expressed their demands, issuing a stern warning that they would explore alternative measures if their grievances were not promptly addressed.
They have exams. We have so many things that we need to do with electricity. And aside the fact that there's no electricity, that means there's no water. And aside that, I feel like there's a more clamor for ladies. Ladies are on their periods. They're going through a lot already. How are they really coping? How have they been coping for 82 days now? No lights, no water. I think the impact is just outside, is also outside the education.
It has not been happening. It did not just start the 82 days. Throughout 2024, we've been in total blackout. Like, we've been in constant back and forth, but straight for the 82 days, we've been in total darkness. And then we want to make our voice heard, because as postgraduate students, we need to do analysis, we need to do our project, because I'm in my 3rd semester and then I'm supposed to be rounding up by now.
Imagine having no light for 80 days. 80 days, you have to go to school, you have to, you need water, you need to have your bath, you need to cook, you need to even charge your devices, because we all know that at this time and day, we need our devices, our laptops to function, even to study is an headache. You go to school, you come back, what you start thinking of is, how can I fetch water? Where will there be water? Where will there be light? How can I study? How can I do this? How can I do that? So our life is centered around electricity.
The executive assistant on security to the governor of Oyo State promised to relay the message to the appropriate quarters.
It has to do with federal government, not the state. But you can see our Excellency, the executive governor for your state, Engineer Sheyi Makinde, FNSC, DSC, GSSRS, has done a lot about electricity. He has just commissioned the IPPS electricity that will augment what we have on ground. I know that one will go a very long way, which I've given them an assurance that they know the governor we have. He doesn't want anybody to suffer even for a second.
To comprehensively address the challenges facing the University College Hospital Ibadan, the students are urging the Nigerian government and the healthcare stakeholders to prioritize investment in reliable and sustainable power solutions such as solar energy. These, they believe, will ensure uninterrupted healthcare services and safeguard human lives.
Still in Oyo State, a devastating fire outbreak triggered a multi-vehicle accident involving 3 cargo trucks, has claimed at least 1 life in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The accident also reportedly destroyed millions of nairas worth of goods. The report.
With many Nigerians barely recovering from the shocking tanker explosion in Niger State, the country has again been hit by a similar tragedy in Ibadan. 2 articulated vehicles lost control, collided and erupted into flames, sparking widespread destruction. Eyewitnesses report that the incident occurred around 2 a.m. on Wednesday, claiming the lives of one of the drivers. The Oyo State Fire Service Department eventually contained the blaze. According to residents, the road diversion implemented due to ongoing highway construction had narrowed traffic to a single lane. This allegedly led to a diesel-laden vehicle losing control and colliding with other trucks.
2:20, I was sleeping. I heard a sound. So I just woke up. This sound is it's looking dangerous. So I just have to wake up and try to check what is going on around me. I perceived that I saw smoke going on the air. So as the smoke is getting more, I started hearing explosion. I was even afraid that, observing that during some of my people around there, I perceived that maybe something can happen to them also. I'm not trying to call those that I feel that they may be involved.
I wasn't here when the incident really happened, but I was called. A neighbor of mine was called while she called me, so I rushed down here around after 3. So before then, the vehicle has been getting burnt. So we saw a guy lying down there. The guy was burnt, and according to the investigation I did then, I was told that he was trying to rescue his boss there, while this one is not yet getting burnt as much. So by the time he got there, when he was trying to open the door, the thing just exploded.
On its part, the National Orientation Agency revealed that it has continued to sensitize drivers and residents on preventive measures, but emphasized that it will intensify efforts to prevent such incidents from recurring.
Oh yes, it's quite unfortunate, and my reaction first is that we are appealing to tankers driver and even fuel marshals to ensure that their vehicles, their tankers, are in good condition. Then we are also appealing to tankers driver also to ensure that while they are driving, they observe all safety measures. We are also going beyond that to appeal to them too, to understand that if anything happens, they are likely to be the first victim. So while they are driving, they should stay off alcohol. They should stay off all sorts of drugs.
The Oyo State Fire Service confirmed that it rescued the motorboy in the ill-fated truck. The driver couldn't make it alive.
The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, has called on authorities in the country to address the rising level of poverty, which he describes as the root cause of the recurring fuel tanker explosions leading to loss of lives. Peter Obi, who gave the charge while interacting with the survivors of the recent tanker explosion at Dikko Junction in Suleja, Niger State, also cautioned the people against endangering their lives trying to scoop fuel from tankers that break down, or instead, he said they should report to appropriate authorities for immediate action.
That's why we must deal with the issue of poverty. We must pull our people out of poverty. We must also do the right things. If you look at the roads too, the road is bad. And that's why I said we should concentrate on maintaining the existing road. Look at the shoulders. Anybody Anywhere any vehicle tries to park, look at the steep shoulder, there was none. So whenever there's a small issue, a vehicle will collapse here. It just happened, and I assure you, other one will happen as long as this road remains like this. First is the federal government, this is the federal road. I'm sure it doesn't belong to Niger State. So they should attend to it as quickly as possible so that it doesn't happen again. Two, I thank the state government for what they are doing, but the people need intervention to start back their business.
Retail outlets owned by the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited have raised the pump price of premium motor spirit, otherwise called petrol, also known as petrol, from 965 naira to 990 naira per litre in the Federal Capital Territory. They also increased their prices in Lagos from 925 naira to 960 naira per litre. This is even as the price of crude oil showed a marginal decline on Tuesday. Checks at some of the filling stations in Abuja indicated that the prices have been adjusted. The amount is 20 naira or 2.1% more than the 970 naira retail price announced by the Dangote refinery in partnership with MRS filling station, Adova and Hayden. The price adjustment is reported to reflect ongoing market dynamics and aligns with the deregulation policy in the petroleum sector, which allows prices to fluctuate based on supply and demand. NLC has urged Nigerians to prepare for a nationwide boycott of telecommunication services in protest against the federal government's recent approval of a 50% increase in telecom tariffs. In a statement by its president, Joe Ajero, on Wednesday, the NLC condemned the tariff hike, describing it as an unjust burden on citizens already grappling with economic challenges. The labor union expressed concern over the timing of the hike, saying it coincides with rising inflation and declining purchasing power. The NLC president stated that telecommunication services have become a basic necessity, with the average Nigerian worker spending approximately 10% of their income on telecom charges. He criticized the government for fast-tracking the tariff approval within a month and taking nearly a year to implement the recently revised minimum wage. The NLC president also argued that this disparity underscores the government's bias towards corporate interests over the welfare of its citizens. The Coalition of Northern Groups, CNG, has condemned the Nigeria Communications Commission's NCC's recent approval of a 50% increase in telecom tariffs. The tariff hike will see the cost of calls rise from 11 naira to 16 naira 50 kobo per minute. SMM rates increase from 4 naira to 6 naira, and data prices surge from 350 naira to 431.25 naira per gigabyte. In a statement on Wednesday by its national coordinator, Jamilu Aliyu Charanchi, the coalition argued that the increase is exploitative, given that it is coming at a time when Nigerians are reeling in immense economic hardship. The group argued that the assertion that the decision followed extensive consultations with stakeholders is a complete misrepresentation of reality, as the millions of struggling telecom consumers were not part of the consultation. The CNG opined that the telecommunication services are no longer a luxury, but a necessity for survival and economic participation in the global digital world. The CNG therefore called for the immediate suspension of the 50% hike in the tariffs and recommended that instead a more reasonable adjustment of maximum of 10%, which balances industry sustainability with current economic realities in Nigeria. Motorists and business operators, particularly those in the Zuru Emirate axis of Kebbi State, have welcomed the state government's plan to fix the Koko Dabai Road in the state. The road, a critical route that has been in disrepair for years, has been causing untold hardship for residents as well as motorists. However, hope seems to have been ignited with reports that the road has now been reassigned to a more competent contractor with a budgetary allocation in 2025. The report.
The Koko-Dabe Road has become a source of concern for travelers and marketers as it poses significant challenges due to its deplorable condition. Potholes and craters dot the road, rendering it nearly impassable. This has led to prolonged travel times, vehicle damage, and substantial economic losses for local businesses. In a desperate bid to avoid the road's hazards, some travelers have resorted to riding motorbikes for 85 kilometers, abandoning their vehicles behind.
Almost every day, we have new cars that use this road before, like Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But due to road damage, they stop following the roads. Some want to go to their families to show them their new cars, but due to road damage, they cannot.
Malam Mohammed, a businessman in the area, is concerned that businesses may suffer irreparable damage due to the bad road. His concerns are echoed by many business owners in the area who have seen their profits tumble due to the poor condition of the road.
Actually, it's compulsory for us to follow this way because this is the only way we used to follow and do all our business. Up to now, the road was not okay, but we don't know, maybe government will try their best to fix the road.
However, there is hope following the state government's decision to take decisive action. In October 2024, the Kebbi state government finalized the revocation of the road's contract from the federal government. Now, according to Abdurrahman Manga, essay to the governor, Kebbi State, who stated that the project has been included in the 2025 state budget, while the contract has been awarded to a reputable construction company.
I want to assure the good people of Zuru Emirates that the Koko-Dabe Road has been captured in the 2025 budget by His Excellency the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, and will be commissioned in due course. This time around, the road will be commissioned and will be handled by reputable contractors. So finally, light is coming back to the good people of Kebbi State and the good people of Zuru Emirate, that I assure you.
While the situation remains difficult for now, the promise of repairs to the Koko-Dabe Road offers hope to the people of Kebbi State. From Birnin Kebbi, Cynthia Yongo, Trust TV.
Sheikh Sharif Saleh, renowned Islamic scholar and chairman of the Fatwa Committee of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, has urged national leaders to place the needs of the people at the forefront and embrace inclusive governance as a pathway to Nigeria's development and prosperity. The religious leader stated this during a World Press Conference held in Abuja, where he addressed the state of the nation. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
Through an interpreter, Sheikh Sharif Saleh emphasized the need for selfless, people-centered governance free from ethnic or sectional biases.
We should not go after selfish interest and greed. This is the reason why all prophets of Allah, Jesus, Prophet Musa and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are all looking after the well-being of their communities, of their followers and of their societies. To an extent, Sheikh also reminded us that it is in the teachings of this religion that should you have enough to feed yourself and those close to you, and your neighbor should be starving, your iman is not complete.
The scholar also stressed the significance of national unity and resilience, urging Nigerians to turn to God for divine intervention to overcome the country's complex challenges.
Also, Sheikh added that if you are in whatever capacity we are, the first thing that we should consider is that whatever we do should be of benefit to the entire community and to the entire society. Leaders are elected into their various offices, capacities and appointments just to promote the peaceful coexistence and the betterment of their societies. The first duty to this church is that to make sure the community that voted you, the society that you are leading, and wherever you find yourself is having that betterment that is expected of you to deliver to them.
He appealed to the media to highlight the pressing issues affecting ordinary citizens and call on those close to the nation's leadership to offer honest counsel free from personal or selfish interests. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Independent Sharia Arbitration Panel in Ekiti State has held its first public sitting at the popular Ojaoba Central Mosque in Ado Ekiti. Reports say the inaugural sitting of the Sharia panel was held last Thursday, and it was gathered that the panel was presided over by 3 imams who entertained 2 marriage-related disputes. In the first case, Imam Abdul Muttalib announced that the issue between the couple had been resolved through a consent judgment, following prior mediation by family members. However, the second case, which involved a wife accusing her husband of neglecting his marital duties, was adjourned until January the 30th. The panel sitting comes amid opposition from various groups in the southwest against the implementation of Sharia law. This is News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up after the break, educationists advocate for the role of school clubs to enhance student development. We'll have more news when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Kaduna community declares health threat from refuse dumps, and University of Ibadan students protest power outage for 82 days, disruption to activities. Moving to other stories now. The Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Hussaini Ishaq Magaji, has reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to supporting small and medium-scale enterprises in Nigeria. This was disclosed during a courtesy visit by a delegation from the Media Trust Group to the CAC headquarters in Abuja. Welcoming the team, Magaji highlighted the Commission's ongoing efforts to work with stakeholders to enhance the growth of SMEs. He revealed that businesses are now being registered at discounted rates to encourage entrepreneurs and promote formalization, especially among informal business operators. He further emphasized the importance of compliance, noting that the CAC is actively enforcing regulations to ensure sanity and standardization across industries.
In line of the Mr. President agenda for MSMC growth, financial inclusion, CAC is giving a lot of interventions. We had a course where maidens and some of the stakeholders at NYC Foundation, they reach us, they want to register their businesses. We register them at the discounted rate, even half of that amount, to ensure that informal businesses are formalized, to ensure that everybody is captured in the system. Because most of the businesses or most of the crime, fraud, is taking advantage of the informal business. That's why you have seen the CAC now is compelling the POS operators to get themselves registered to ensure that no POS terminal is being used for ransom.
An early morning fire on Wednesday destroyed 500 shops at the Subquato Timber Market. The state chairman, Timber Dealers Association, Modi Major, who confirmed this in an interview with newsmen, said the fires first started at around 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday, but was put off by their security men. He added that a second fire started around midnight in another section of the market and was quickly put off before a third one, which came with full force, that security guards could not contain. According to the chairman, the cause of the fire is not yet known, adding that their members have been complying with the safety protocols given by the association. On their request to the government, the chairman said the present government has been responsive to their plight, citing interventions like provision of solar-powered streetlights and others.
We instructed our members to keep a drum of water in their shops, and we have been monitoring them to ensure compliance. We also agreed on a fine of 5,000 naira for non-compliance. We also collaborate with KETCO to evacuate refuse at the close of each day, so we believe the fire is willed by the Almighty God, and there was nothing we could do to stop it.
While still in Sokoto, the state government has issued a warning to residents to remain vigilant as military operations against banditry intensifies in the eastern part of the state and surrounding areas. In a statement signed by the Special Advisor to Governor Ahmed Aliyu on security matters, retired Colonel Ahmed Usman, the government highlighted the success of the ongoing joint military operations which have left the bandits disorganized. The statement explained that multiple terrorist enclaves have been destroyed, with dozens of bandits neutralized and hundreds of kidnapped victims rescued. The statement urged residents to be cautious and report any suspicious activities in their communities. The government reiterated its commitment to working with security agencies to restore peace and stability in the state and encouraged residents to play an active role by reporting unusual activities to authorities to support the ongoing efforts to secure the region. Operatives of the Kaduna State Police Command have arrested 2 suspected kidnappers and 4 members of an armed robbery syndicate in the Samaru area of Zaria local government area. The command's public relations officer, Mansur Hassan, disclosed these in a statement on Wednesday, noting that the suspects were apprehended based on credible intelligence. He explained that a team of police detectives led by the divisional police officer of Samaru, Zaria, acting on credible intelligence, launched an operation in Zangu and Hayin Jarumai areas of Samaru Zaria Road, which led to the arrest of the 4 armed robbery suspects. The police said during a search at the residence of the 3rd suspect, officers recovered a dagger which is allegedly used in carrying out the criminal activities of the syndicate. The statement revealed that all the 4 suspects confessed to their involvement in various robbery incidents, while a manhunt is currently underway to apprehend other members of the gang and its leaders who are in possession of arms for the group. The wife of a former Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, has been released from the United Kingdom prison. According to a source who craved anonymity, Beatrice Ekweremadu, who was sentenced to 5 years in prison, returned to the country on Tuesday. She is said to be currently in Abuja. Reports say there is jubilation currently going on in her family house within the FCT. Ever imagined a student discovering a passion for coding or another uncovering a talent for chess or web design, and yet another finding joy in entrepreneurship and business planning? Well, these scenarios unfold daily within school clubs, which have evolved into essential platforms for students to develop skills and explore interests beyond the traditional classroom setting. In this report, Trust TV's Lydian Ogazi examines the relevance of these skill-based clubs and highlights the benefits students have gained from these diverse opportunities. The report.
Social clubs have over the years evolved from simple recreational groups into vital platforms for skill development and personal growth in Nigerian schools. It is believed that these clubs play a vital role in giving children a well-rounded development. Ms. Gift Okorungu, a school administrator and an educationist, walks us through how vital these clubs are to students and why types of clubs have evolved in schools today.
We just started ensuring that these clubs are active. For instance, we have robotic club, we have entrepreneurship, we have ballet, we have chess club, and among other clubs. These clubs are strategized or they are put in place to ensure that children do things or they are exposed to the world out there. They are not just streamlined to the 4 walls or what they are taught in class, because education is beyond the 4 walls right now. Most of the clubs have age bands. So the coding and robotics starts from 7 years to 12 years and upwards.
Clubs have evolved from reading and mathematics club, which are education-based, to relevant skill-based clubs like coding, entrepreneurship, chess, and others.
Very relevant because you see them, they're very excited about it, they're passionate about it. It brings out the real child, the other version of the child that is like I said, dormant. Like entrepreneurship, you see them getting into some skills, more taxing skills that will earn them money, either baking, either sewing, either crocheting, anything that will earn them money outside. Some children also get into teaching or the peer teaching.
Beyond academic enrichment, school clubs contribute to the holistic development of students who also recognize the benefits of participating in this club. A young chess master tells us more.
Chess.
Chess? Why did you join chess club? Do you like chess club?
Of course.
Of course. So what do you do in chess club? Tell me anything you love about chess.
What I love about chess is the way they play it.
Okay.
And the way they win each other.
Have you played one before?
Yes.
Have you won?
Not really.
Why didn't you win? What did you do wrong?
While I was playing, my friend defeated me by the queen and king.
Other students share their inspiration and gains from clubs.
I joined entrepreneurship club because I like the idea of handcraft, soap partnership, anything craft. I am really a fan of it. I do crochet personally. I've made few nice products. I've made like a top, I've made bags. I just feel entrepreneurship club is a club that I can express myself. I can feel free in it.
Well, for me, chess is a club that improves your critical thinking. So I want to improve my critical thinking so I can be a brilliant person and also be taking first positions in class.
I belong to coding and robotics because it's a good club and it also helped me in the future.
Social clubs in Nigerian schools have grown beyond just being social clubs, but are now a hub for development and personal growth. Clubs like coding and robotics, AI, graphics design, and even entrepreneurship simply set up your child for a future that doesn't just remain at book smart, but also equip them with skills to survive the world today. Lilian Ogazi, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Governor Umaru Namadi of Jigawa State has inaugurated a new committee mandated to reforming the livestock sector in the state. According to the governor, the aim is to boost the state's revenue through enhanced development strategies. The report.
Jigawa State's agricultural landscape, with over 400 grazing reserves, is ideal for livestock production. The state's agricultural ministry reports that Jigawa is home to approximately 3.6 million cattle, 5.6 million sheep, 6.6 million goats, and 15.9 million poultry. This considerable livestock population presents significant economic growth opportunities, which stakeholders believe could benefit not only Jigawa State but also Nigeria at large. Currently accounting for 30% of Jigawa's gross domestic product, the livestock subsector holds great potential for increased economic contributions. Governor Namadi stressed the importance of a thorough overhaul to harness the full economic benefits of the sector.
The livestock sector holds immense potential for our state. It is not only a vital source of food and livelihood for our people, but also a significant contributor to our state gross domestic product, exceeding over 30%. Recognizing this critical sector's importance, this administration is determined to unlock its full potential through a comprehensive and sustainable reform agenda. I have chosen to personally chair this committee, mirroring President Tinubu's leadership at the national level. This underscores the seriousness with which we approach this critical task and our unwavering commitment to the success of this initiative.
The newly established committee, chaired by Governor Namadi and comprising 8 livestock experts, will focus on formulating and executing plans to rejuvenate the livestock industry. Their ultimate goal is to ensure the sector's sustainability and enhance its role in driving the state's economy forward.
From livestock development to aviation, Nigeria's Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, has expressed dissatisfaction with reports of an inflated cost of 532 billion naira for the second runway at the Abuja's N990 International Airport. Keyamo confirmed that the government had budgeted 90 billion naira for the project, asserting that the proper oversight is essential to avoid financial mismanagement. The report.
Keyamo, who appeared before the Joint Committee on Aviation for 2025 Budget Defense, emphasized the need for transparency and accountability in project financing, rejecting any claims of such an exaggerated cost.
We have to invite fresh bids because they cannot hold us to ransom. No contractor like that. It's a responsible contract. This is the committee oversighting us. They will chop my neck off if I come back and tell the committee that I approved how much. No, I will not. 500 from 90 billion to 532 billion within a space of 2 years to do the second runway, I will not accept it.
Keyamo also justified the federal government's decision to decentralize the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology by splitting it into 6 campuses across Nigeria's geopolitical zones.
Right now, we are having a problem of space in Zaria. To give you an update, sir, I'm sure you graciously approved it last year or the year before for us to buy an additional hotel in Zaria because we could not accommodate the students again in the main campus because of the burgeoning population of the school. So we had to now buy the Zaria Hotel. The Zaria Hotel is now an annex, even if it's in Zaria, of that training college. And we expect the populations to even grow beyond that. So the question we ask ourselves is that, are we going to continue to buy houses in Zaria?
The chairman, Senate Committee on Aviation, Senator Buhari Abdul Fattah, called for clarity regarding the rising flight delays and cancellations in Nigeria, emphasizing their negative impact on socio-economic growth.
When Nigerians pay to travel to, say, from Abuja to Enugu or Port Harcourt, 9 o'clock flight, they will be there until 9 o'clock in the night. To tell Nigerians that when an airline cancel his flight, if not weather, and it's taking more than 24 hours, they should feed you at the airport. Little things for people, so that people will start collapsing at the airport.
He proposed suspending the 2025 budget allocation for aviation projects until existing issues are resolved.
The fifth Wazir in Katsina, Professor Sani Lugga, has urged Nigerian Muslims to stay away from any national prayer to be organized by either the government, groups, or individuals. The professor said the national prayer will amount to disrespect and disregard to the Islamic religion and the Quran, which is the holy book of Islam, and to all Muslims. The Katsina-based professor stated these while reacting to the proposed national prayer by some scholars during a recent media briefing. Abdullahi Ahmadi brings us details.
Professor Sani Lugga highlighted the dangers associated with bringing together scholars and other religious clerics in the name of national prayers, reminding the organizers about the potential threat to spiritual values and the consequences it portends. Professor Lugga recalled similar scenarios during Abacha military regime, the Abiola Bashir Tofa, and the current Bola Tinubu Shetima Muslim tickets as an attempt to mock the religion.
We played with the religion of Islam in that election. Today we are in problems, in crisis, high cost of living, insecurity, and so on and so forth. Now, the ulama again are saying that they are going to have 60,000 reciters of the glorious Quran to go to Abuja and recite the glorious Quran.
However, appeals to Nigerian Muslims to uphold the sanctity of the Holy Quran, as toying with it could lead to potential consequences.
I wish to call on the ulama to please shelve this idea. Otherwise, playing with the glorious Quran is playing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the glorious Quran are the words and wordings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please let us be repenting. Let us change our attitudes from bad to good. Let us pray to Allah to guide us in such a way that we will be able to solve our problems instead of creating more problems.
The fifth Wazir in Katsina further warned that in the best interest of the country, Muslims and their scholars should not play with the Quran, noting that shelving the idea of going to Abuja in the name of playing politics with the religion of Islam is the best. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
You're still watching News Hour on Trust TV. We'll be back shortly.
Welcome to Trust TV, your gateway to the captivating essence of Nigerian history, culture, and society.
And this is where the hydroelectric power dam is supposed to be constructed.
Delve into the depths of Nigeria's past with our insightful documentaries unraveling the intricacies of ancient civilizations and colonial influences that have shaped the nation's identity. Immerse yourself in the vibrant Nigerian traditions and customs as we showcase the diverse cultural landscape.
The early history of human existence can be traced to the heart of northern Nigeria. Here, archaeologists found evidence of a group of people who sculpted clay and developed tools to smelt iron.
From lively festivals to time-honored rituals, Trust TV encapsulates the spirit of Nigeria's dynamic heritage. Experience an authentic portrayal of contemporary Nigerian culture that is both engaging and enriching.
With over 250 ethnicities, over 500 languages, and a youthful population, Nigeria has a truly diverse demographic advantage.
Don't miss out on Trust TV's amazing and impactful storytelling. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. Let's join Yusuf Akugu for the stock market updates.
Welcome to Stock Market Update. I am Yusuf Akogu. NGS ended trading in red, or share index lost over 300 basis points as investors dump equities for cash. CI Leasing leading the losers today, 10% it lost to close at 3 naira and 69 kobo per share. Cornhop PLC also down 10% to close at 3 naira and 15 kobo per share. Of course, from the mining sector of the market, Multiverse lost 9.87% to close at 10 naira and 5 kobo per share. This has dragged out the index downward by 0.29%. Volume of trade 394.8 million shares, value at 15.16 billion naira. In a list of 10,766 did exchanges among investors. The top trading equities by volume, Access Corporation lead the table there, 91.19 million shares to traded. UBA has 27 million shares. Of course, Sterling Nigerian PLC, talking about Sterling Bank, traded 22.9 million volume of shares as well. There, some equities ended on a gaining side of the market. Leading the table is SOA Motors. SOA Motors gained 9.70% to close at 3 naira and 28 kobo per share. Cadbury Nigeria PLC also gained 9.65% to close at 25 naira there per share. So, of course, NSL Tech also gained 9.59% to close at 80 kobo per share there. And that's the highlight of Nigerian stock market. Let's see the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. And that's stock market update. I am Yusuf Akogu.
On the foreign scene, 3 junta-ruled countries in Africa's Sahel region will join forces to create a 5,000-strong force to fight the violence that has for years plagued the nations, officials said on Tuesday. Burkina Faso, Niger Republic, and Mali will create a unified force within weeks, Niger's defense minister announced. The three nations are former French colonies where the military deposed civilian administrations in purchase. Following the coups, the three countries distanced themselves from France and last year formed a confederation known as the Alliance of Sahel States. In the common space, our forces will be able to intervene together, Niger Defense Minister Salifu Modi announced in a televised interview, adding that the 5,000-strong force is nearly ready. This unified force will not only have its own personnel, but aerial, ground, and intelligence means and a coordination system, he announced, adding that it should be operational within weeks. More than 1 million people have now fled the Sudanese war into neighboring South Sudan, according to the United Nations, which said the figures illustrated the scale of the unfolding humanitarian crisis. Tens of thousands have been killed and more than 12 million persons forced from their homes since conflict erupted between Sudan's army and a rival paramilitary group in April 2023. More than 770,000 people have fled through the Jordan border crossing in the last 21 months, while tens of thousands more have crossed into South Sudan, elsewhere bringing the total to more than 1 million, according to the new UN data on Tuesday. Most of the millions of people crossing the border are South Sudanese nationals who had previously fled from civil war in the world's newest country. UN Refugee Agency UNHCR said in a statement, 2 transit centers in Renk country on South Sudan's northern border were designed for fewer than 5,000 people, but are now hosting over 16,000, the statement said. Time now to join Emmanuel Fashemi for the latest in sports.
The International Federation of Football History and Statistics, IFFHS, has released its latest rankings, with Rivers United Football Club of Port Harcourt once again solidifying its position among Africa's top 30 clubs. The Pride of Rivers secured the 26th position in the IFFHS Club Ranking Africa, a testament to the team's consistency, hard work, and commitment to excellence. Notably, Rivers United is the only Nigerian Premier Football League side ranked in the top 30 in Africa, demonstrating the club's superiority and dominance in Nigerian and African football. According to the IFFHS, the top 3 sports were claimed by Al Ahly, Zamalek, and Pyramids of Egypt, while Wydad Casablanca of Morocco 25, Rivers United 26, Mehnema Union 27, Stade Tunisien 28, Al Ahly of Duma of Sudan 29, and Joliba completed the top 30. The ranking covers the period from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. The final draw for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations will take place at the Mohammed V National Theatre in Rabat, Morocco. The Confederation of African Football (CAF) announced the venue of the draw ceremony on its official website on Wednesday. The draw is scheduled for Monday, January 27, 2025. Nigeria is in Port 1 of the draws alongside hosts Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, and title holders Ivory Coast. The final draw ceremony, a symbolic starting point for AFCON 2025, will see the 24 qualified teams divided into 6 first-round groups for the finals. Leading figures in African football, heads of federations, international media, and sports legends are expected to grace the occasion. Côte d'Ivoire won the last edition of the competition, edging past the Super Eagles of Nigeria 2-1 in the final. Morocco will host the competition from Sunday, December 21st, 2025 to Sunday, January 16th, 2026. And that is sports. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.
And that brings us to the end of News Hour on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. Thank you for watching. I am Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. Good night.